Hopefully y'all can hear me. My name's Bug. I'm in a band called Bug Hunter. Early stream tonight because I normally stream at around 8, which is 20 minutes from now. But my wife, Ladybug, was like, I'm pretty tired. I may go to bed soon. So I was like, well, if you think you're going to be awake for like 45 more minutes, I'll just do the stream now. So here we are. I didn't want to cancel it, and here's why. I'm not going to be able to stream much in the near future. This upcoming weekend, I'm going to be out of town, going to a good friend's bachelor party, and then I'm going to come home, and then my parents are coming to visit the weekend after that, so I'm not going to be able to stream that weekend, and then I'm going on tour for like 2.5 weeks. So the next month is looking real rocky for the YouTube gang. Hopefully it'll be a consolation to some of you and may be able to see me on tour in June, but it just means that I'm not going to be here very often. So faced with the cancellation of tonight as well, I decided to just hop on early. So let's do a little. This might be an abridged stream, but I'll try and pack in the same amount of laughing and crying that you normally have at a Bug Hunter stream. If you've never been to one before, I play songs, I chit chat, talk about what things are going on. First thing I do, let's see who's here, just see who's watching, and let me hear what y'all want me to play first. Whatever Bug Hunter song you want, just throw it in the comments and I'll take a little roll call. I see Benjamin Jackson is here. I see Mars. Statue is here. Derp is here. Carried Coin. Ty Craig. Just a video game player. We got Paul. Something ODD. Who else? Emily Camp is here. Nerdbird. Camden Parsons. Got a whole crew here. Thanks for showing up early. I know some of y'all's alarms you set hadn't gone off yet. So it's really nice of you to still have those notifications on. Lily's here. Who else we got? Paul, is it your birthday, or am I being trolled by Mars because nobody else is playing along? And Mars did say play whatever Pale wants, which is hilarious. I see some Key, I see some McCracken, I see some Disco. Paul, is your birthday? Happy birthday! I didn't know that. Nobody told me. Tag me next year. Yeah, Paul, what do you want to hear? Confused Foam, hadn't heard about the tour. Yeah, here, I might as well just get this up now because I end up putting it up here anyway, and we're on a shorter stream today, so if you want to look at those dates, links underneath the video. Paul wants to try my best. Amazing. I don't know how to play that. Let's figure it out together. Happy birthday, Paul. I met you years ago, but suddenly you're something else to me. Your eyes are big, your legs are short, so short and sweet, but I can see I lust for you, and you humor me. And passion can't hold still if I'm laughing. One of these days it'll happen. Yeah, give me a chance and I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I overanalyze, I'm certain I see signs in everything, but half the fun is deconstructing what you say to what you mean. I lust for you, and you humor me. None of our friends will know, we'll keep it private, leave no strength or sign. The subtle linger in our hug might be the start of our demise. I wink at you, and you roll your eyes. And passion can't hold still if I'm laughing. One of these days it'll happen. Yeah, give me a chance and I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Yeah, I'll try my best. I'm not devout, no, I am not a very pious man, but I have spent more time in churches than I have in science labs, and I've not seen a sermon move a room like you when you were at your best, and I can't write a song to match the hymns they sing, but nonetheless, if you let me try, I'll try my best. In passion, can't hold still if I'm laughing. One of these days it'll happen. Yeah, give me a chance and I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Yeah, I'll try my best. Thanks, everybody. Happy birthday, Paul. Thanks for always bringing the pink. How old did you say you were? You said you were 27? 27. Let's see. What? 27. My 27th birthday. Little fun fact. I believe this is correct. My 27th birthday is I turned 33 this year. Year before is 2024, 2017. Is that right? I think it was my 27th birthday. Was the birthday that the Jim McCracken lyric video got its first little viral moment on Reddit. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough. Because I remember I posted it on the day before my birthday, like that evening, and then that morning I woke up and I had like a bunch of Reddit notifications. I was like, oh, what did I do? Who did I make angry? And yeah, it was a good birthday. So everybody go ping Paul on Reddit for their 27th birthday. Yeah, that was before everything. It's funny, I was today earlier I was looking at this old graphic I made of I did like a tour breakdown of Bug Hunter's like very first cross country tour, where we went from Seattle to North Carolina, played 14 shows in 15 days. And I made like this like helpful graphic because I was like I kind of use Reddit, and I was like wanting to make a graphic to like put in the like the We Are the Music Makers subreddit of like, hey, like here's just some data, you know, we have whatever it was like 30,000 monthly listeners. Here's how our tour went. Here's like how many shirts we sold. Here's how many people came to the shows in these different cities. Just because I was like, this data doesn't exist for me. Like I wasn't able to know. I didn't know when we got, and it's funny to think about this because now it's like, I have like all of the data, but back then I would literally show up in Denver and would have no idea if the room was going to be full of people or if there was going to be 0 people there. Like there was no way for me to know because like online ticket sales, like we were at a stage where we were like selling like $8 tickets at like the door. So like ahead of time tickets weren't a thing. And so anyways, since I had no data, I put a little graphic together, and it's funny because like the like number of shirts that we sold for all 14 shows was like a kind of like a little less than what we would sell at like one show now. So it's very humbling to remember how far we've come in 5 years. So anyways, let's do a little cozy Q&A. Yeah, so we're gonna move from those shows where sometimes people showed up. Chicago, we had a sold out show of 50 people. It was awesome. Salt Lake City, there was 9 people there. But those 9 people, well, no. 4 of those people knew every word to every song. And then 1 of those people brought 4 of their college friends who had no idea who we were. But they were there. And, yeah, no, like... Seattle's over 200, Portland's over 200, Boston's right up over 200, and we're still selling. And these are going to be some of the biggest shows we've ever played, without a doubt. So, thank you, Plingo Dingo. I appreciate the support there. Have I ever played Fallout? No, I've never played Fallout. I may have played a demo of it when I was like in college, like Fallout 3, if that was something that would have been out 12 years ago. Is that the game? I might be confusing it with Borderlands, but it's not. Is it the game where like you could like, it's like you shoot, and like if you aim at their arm, there's like a 13% chance of shooting their arm, and then if you shoot at their torso, it's like a 90% chance of shooting their torso. It'll show you like all the different like percentages of what of that you'll hit them based on your gun. Is that Fallout? Because I think I might have played that for like, I might have gotten that from GameFly, or maybe it was Redbox, and played it for like an hour or two. But I genuinely don't remember anything beyond that. So. Christopher Zajac wants to know, would you ever consider doing random tiny show places you only announce the day of, or something for the fun? We don't have a big enough following to do pop-up shows. That would be nice. But the last time that we played a show that was unexpected, a surprise announcement, Mars was there. That's where I met Mars in person for the first time. It was in San Luis Obispo. Me, Kyle, and Jesse were just in SLO on a vacation, and I had reached out to this brewery like a month ahead of time, like, hey, like we would love to come like play a show there because we're going to be in town. If you got a spot. And they never got back to me until like we were like checking into our Airbnb, and the guy calls me like, hey, I just was looking through my emails. If you guys want to come in tomorrow, like you can come in, play. And I was like, cool. Yeah. We had all our instruments and stuff because we were just hanging out. It was just kind of we hadn't seen each other. It was post-COVID, so it was the first time we'd seen each other in about a year and a half. And we were going to play music anyway, just because we're all together. And so we went, and I put it on Instagram. I was like, hey, like, this is a free show. It's just in SLO if anybody's around. And there was a few people there. There was a couple college students. A couple people drove down from different parts of California. And Mars can attest that even at the time, it was a pretty small affair for a Bug Hunter show. But we just got up and just used it. It was my first time like performing on a stage since before COVID. So it was special for that reason, but kind of a low key kind of thing. There's, the cost of renting a venue would never offset the non-amount of people that would be able to make it last minute to a show like that. So we plan things way in advance, as you can see from our list here. Some of these are coming up. Portland's a little over 2 weeks away, which is crazy. And then some things are a little further back. We got August all the way up through the middle of September. So, anyways, Kia Eric wants to know that now that summer is practically here, ice cream has nothing to do with seasons. I'll go get ice cream in the middle of winter. But what's your go-to ice cream flavor? There's a place near me called Gelati Celesti, and they have this one called Just Ask. It's kind of like their signature, like Just Ask. And it's Oreo and like peanut butter. It's so good. But my wife and I, we have an ice cream maker now. And so it's one of those like you just like, freeze the ingredients in a little pint, and then you like put it in like the blender, and it zzz, and then after it's done, you can like take any candy bar or whatever, and you can just like throw it in, and it'll mix it in to like, make like a blizzard or something. It's so good. So we've been experimenting with that. It's really fun. Time wants to know, when I'm traveling on tour, how do you make your accommodations for laundry and food? Are you always eating out, or do you make things at the hotel? So early tours was a lot of couch surfing with like, we would pick cities where I had friends or family. Like I'm, going to Denver because I have a friend in Denver. I'm going to Salt Lake City because I have a cousin in Salt Lake City. And that was just kind of like how we planned it because, getting lodging, especially in the early days was, we would pay more for a hotel than we would make on like from like the show. And that's not even, we're not talking about gas, right? It's like hopefully the merch covered gas and the show covered lodging, and then hopefully the lodging was free so that we could, have food. But now I do everything far ahead of time. In America, pretty easy for laundry. In the UK, laundry is the most difficult thing in the world. It's impossible because none of the Airbnbs in the UK have laundry. The only one we found last year was like, it was a guest house and the main house had laundry, and they were like, if you set your laundry bag outside our door, we can like do it for you. And like obviously like I left them a tip for doing that because it was just like they didn't have to. I was like asking, I was like, do you guys happen to have laundry? Like, yeah, we can do it for you. Nobody has a washer dryer. They might have a washer, they don't have a dryer. That's the thing. We got a quick turnaround, right? We don't have time to hang everything up. So it's the UK is a nightmare for clothes. It's to the point where like resorted to like you just got to go to the store and just like buy like new socks and underwear because it's like there's nothing to wash. It's rough. America, that's not a problem. Every Airbnb is going to have a washer dryer, so that's not a problem. And yeah, we mostly stay at Airbnbs. The reason we do that is because, and I hate Airbnb as a company. I don't like their whole deal. But the only way to kind of make things feasibly work, it used to be I would like stay at friends and family's houses, but the operation has scaled in such a way where like obviously there's 5 of us in the van. We have so much gear. Thank you, Luke. That's really kind of you. We have so much gear. We have so much merch. And if somebody's like living in the middle of town and like they have parking like down the street from their house, maybe, but like we roll up at like 1 a.m. So like obviously like the parking is going to be taken and we have to like unload all our stuff or someone's going to break the windows of the car. And then, it's too much. We can't, if we're derailed today, if we had to like cancel a show because the car got broken into, yeah, it's impossible. So we mostly just look for Airbnbs out in the country where we can just roll up and not unload all the stuff because there's nobody around. Maybe like there's a donkey that might see us, and I don't think that they're going to break into our van and steal 1,000 Bug Hunter shirts. So yeah, so that's mostly what we do. We normally like to drive about an hour and 15 minutes after a show and find something out in the country. So if y'all ever want to find us after a show, start driving out in the country. Maybe you'll stumble across a band and a donkey or something. As you're prepping for the tour, Time asks, what's something you do prepare for the long drives? I don't got to prepare anything because I'm driving around the country with my best friends. I got my dad, I got Matt, I got Kyle, I got Jesse. There's nothing to prepare. Just plop us down, let us talk, and time just passes. Though we do all bring our Switches so that we can play Switch in the van. Fancy wants to know who all is going with you on tour. So it's always me, my dad, and Matt. That's the core group. We're going to have, I think I can confirm, we're going to have Jesse for the entire West Coast loop. So the June 2nd through June 16th, we'll have Jesse on that whole loop. And then Kyle is going to be on Portland, Sacramento, Hollywood, and San Diego, and then has to go home. And then we're going to figure out August and September for those guys. But at least for the June shows, we'll Jesse on everything, Kyle on the first 4. So it'll be really fun. And we're gonna tour those first 4 shows, kind of like we did the Midwest last year. So we're not gonna do the full drum kit. We're just gonna do like hand percussion, tambourine, shakers, cajon, with Jesse on bass and guitar. Rich is asking why Matt's Twitter got deleted. Yeah. It was a well-timed guillotine joke. But it was around the time I quit Twitter, around the same time that Matt got banned, so I don't think there's much to miss over there. Benjamin says, I bought a personal concert for my 21st birthday. I remember that. That was 2 years ago. Damn. Well, I'm glad you're still watching. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I guess when it rains, it pours, you know? Thanks, Coin. time asks if we would occasionally do short Instagram streams while on the road. Maybe we would do something like that. Last year we did a stream on my YouTube channel when me and Matt got back to my house on the East Coast tour. I don't know. Maybe we might have time to do that. I don't know if we will, because we're starting from Richmond this time, so it would have to be before the tour kicks off. So maybe Matt and I will hop on YouTube in August when Matt's here. But yeah, what I really want to do, and nobody tell Matt this, but I really want to record an episode of Jam Mechanics on the road somehow. I don't know how we do it, but I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to do that. So anyways, okay, I'm going to play a song. I forgot that this was an abbreviated one, so I shouldn't talk as much. Can't make your party, I'm sorry. The truth is coming down with a cold or coming up with excuses. What if I'm early? What if no one else shows? What if everyone that does wishes I would just go? I overthink things. I'm so aware of where my hands are whenever I make a fashion mistake, and wear a pocketless sweater. Hanging down is absurd, folded up much too stern. So in the hands of another is probably what I prefer. Yeah. And I believe in broken hearts and awkward love and seeing stars. Are we too old to still be passing notes? Take me back to when to kiss you took courage, 'cause I was probably your first, and then I had to deserve it. Now we kiss in the darkness, we kiss all our friends, 'cause maybe this one will feel like we're 16 again. I remember my first love and the day that I fell. Took me 2 years to tell her the way that I felt. Now I'm older and I'm more self-assured. I'm just a little nostalgic for something a little more pure. And I believe in broken hearts and awkward love and seeing stars. Are we too old to still be passing notes? Check yes or no. It's not a contract you can sign. Let's go back to a simpler time, not etched in trees or carved in stone. So check yes or no. And I believe in broken hearts and awkward love and seeing stars. Are we too old to still be passing notes? Check yes or no. Good timing, James. You did it again. Thanks, everybody. That's another one from Torn Between a Couple. If you haven't heard our first album, it's pretty good. Doesn't get as many streams as some of the other albums, but I stand by most of the songs on it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones off of there. Yes or No. It's always been, for me, just like I always think of Yes or No as just like the default Bug Hunter song. It's not flashy. It's not like, It doesn't subvert anything. It's just straight down the middle. It's probably 4/4, 120 BPM, probably. And we used to play it a lot at live shows. So, um, Luke Given was listening to Jam Mechanics for the first time today and was very insulted by your track Distant in episode 4. If you haven't listened to Jam Mechanics, it's a podcast that Matt from the Narcissist Cookbook and I do, and it's so good. And season 1 wrapped up in March or so. Basically, we get a challenge every episode. We both go away for 3 hours. We write a song. We come back. We show it off. And it's if you like Bug Hunter enough to be on a live stream on a Wednesday evening, then you'll definitely like Bug Hunter enough to go listen to Jam Mechanics as soon as I get off of here. And good news for anyone who hasn't listened to it: season 2 starts again on Monday. So we've been off for about 2 months. And season 2 is coming back in a big way. I just sent off the edits to Matt to get those mixed, so that not leaving it to the last second. Would I do that? Would I leave it to the day before I leave for a bachelor party, in which I will still be at when this episode drops, to get Matt the edit for episode 1? No. But I did, and it's good. We've got 4 episodes recorded for season 2 already. We're going to take a little month break while we go on tour and all that, but y'all won't experience any interruptions to that. We have enough to cover us every 2 weeks for the next 2 months, so it's a very fun show. And episode 4, I write a diss track, and it's definitely one of my favorites from that season. So. My dad has heard all 4 episodes of season 2, and so he has the authority to say season 2 is going to be so good and actually know what he's talking about. Yeah, we change a couple things in season 2, but in a good way. All good changes. You will like everything that we changed. And the hype is unreal. Yeah, and we have a Discord for it too. If you want to live listen along to the Jam Mechanics drops. Then yeah, join that Discord and we do a live listen along. Okay, I can do a few more questions. I'm probably going to play 2 songs tonight because as I said earlier, my wife wants to go to bed early tonight, so I can't be loud and playing music, so that's why I did my stream a little early. Sorry if you hopped on at 8 thinking that was the start. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Feasible Future is asking me if the future is feasible outside of the U.S. Would you ever tour outside the U.S.? I have toured outside the U.S. I have done 2 UK tours with Matt. And the last one, we even ventured to Dublin and Berlin. And so we're planning on doing it again this year, sometime between like October 20th and October 29th. So if you're in the UK or Europe, that's when we plan on doing a little tour there. Mostly, I just know the dates because I'm going on my honeymoon 5 years later. Because I never went on my honeymoon. We had a wedding, and then we had a big summer honeymoon planned in the year 2020. And then my wife was in school for several years, and there just wasn't time. So going on our honeymoon, and then I'm gonna stay, and then I have a wedding to go to at the end of October. So there's a perfect like 10 days where I can just be over there. So. As for Canada, Matt and I are actively talking about how we're going to fit Canada in next year. Now that Matt has a U.S. visa to come perform and work in the U.S., we have cleared that hurdle. And so now we can think about other countries where we don't have a sponsor, because I can sponsor Matt in the U.S. and Matt can sponsor me in the U.K. And then some countries are just really cool. Germany's just like, you're not going to be here for like 90 days. It's cool. Just come on and play a show. Have a good time, buds. Whereas America's like, if you find a penny on the ground, we will deport you, unless you have a visa. Coin wants to know how long does Matt's visa last for? Just for the tours this year. You have to be very specific about the dates, and if you don't have anything planned, Yeah, but now we know we can get one, so it just takes time and application and money. But now that there should be no reason that Matt would get a visa once and then somehow not be culturally relevant enough in a year to get another one. So, or an extension. Yeah, we had a really good show in London last year, Feasible Future. If you wanted to see some clips of it, there's some like YouTube shorts that I put up on my channel of if you see like recent videos of me playing on like a stage with a bunch of people, that was taken in London. So. Poppy says he better start learning bagpipes just in case. Genuinely, the easier visa to get, we looked into that of like we're putting on cultural shows, right, which is a thing, and like the lawyer was like the only question they asked was like, does he like play bagpipes? I was like, okay, just because you're from Scotland doesn't mean the only culture that you can share with the world is bagpipes. Like, why is spoken word punk rock not an expression of Scottish culture? Only bagpipes. That's the only thing that can be culture in Scotland. So we had to go for the harder visa, which is just the first thing they ask is like, how many Grammys do you have? And so we had to work very hard to. I'll never be able to tell y'all how much went into two indie musicians without a label, without any like type of management or backing securing this visa for Matt. We worked so hard with zero resources, and the fact that we pulled it off is I wish I could tell you. So we're very grateful that things panned out. Oh yeah, Eric said, I really liked your Instagram story today with the tour footage. Yeah, that was a little cut I did of Matt and I's London show. And yeah, we're just trying to remind people that the tour is starting in like 2 weeks. We've officially had a couple of shows surpass their ticket counts from last year, which is very exciting. It means that we're not on the decline. Both Portland and Phoenix have surpassed last year's ticket sales, which is good news. And like most of the shows are on track too. Just so happened that Portland and Phoenix were the first to get over that benchmark. So Portland sound like crazy. They're fully keeping on track with Seattle, which last year was about half the size of Seattle. It was about half that show. Yeah. But yeah, Portland is like, this time last year, they had like 90 tickets sold, and this year it's like just past 200. So, I should come to the other Portland next year of Maine. I want to. In fact, there's a Portland, Maine shout out in one of our new Jam Mechanics episodes, because I have a friend who used to drum for Bug Hunter for the Rough Draft, who lives in Portland, Maine. And every time I come to Boston, he comes down to the show. And I've been wanting to go up there, but this year we had one day free before we had to send our way back to the Midwest, and we found a show in Buffalo, and so that was what we chose. But that just means that next year probably got to do Portland, Maine, right? And maybe that's when we'll be like, hey, and let's also cross the border into Canada and do something in like, Montreal's over there, right? Pretty close. Don't look at a map. Nobody correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're in like a drivable ballpark. I know it's Vancouver on the left, Toronto in the middle, Montreal on the right. That's my like mental map of Canada. I don't know how far it is from Maine. Mitchell got VIP for Portland. Yeah, those are all sold out now. Paul says I vow to increase the Irish Bug Hunter fandom. Yeah, we got the venue we played last year was like doesn't have our dates available for us, so we're gonna have to like find a whole new venue, which sucks. It's nice when you have a venue that like worked and you have contacts with them, and they're like, we're booked, sorry. So Paul, if you know any Dublin venues that can hold more people than last year's, which was 110 people. Let me know. Was I surprised at Albuquerque ticket sales? Albuquerque's selling okay. They're doing good with the VIP. Yeah, no, I think Albuquerque's kind of looking just kind of like I expected. It's going to be one of the smaller shows of the tour. But I was surprised by Phoenix. Phoenix was the one that like I thought Phoenix and Albuquerque would kind of be like kind of together, just because I don't know, they're kind of in the middle of their respective desert states. But Phoenix sold twice as fast as Albuquerque this year. And Albuquerque, it's gonna be a good show. Whose idea was it to use the shark poster? I think it was mine. We wanted last year we did the creation of Adam where with me and Matt over the Atlantic Ocean. And we were like, well, what's another like 2-person like art idea that we can do? And I was like, what if I'm the swimmer in the Jaws poster and Matt's the shark from the Jaws poster? And that just made both of us laugh. And then we messaged Deep Blue Ink and we're like, and this was so long ago. It was like in the beginning, it was like April of last year. We were like on the 2023 tour, and I messaged Deep Blue Ink and I was like, hey, at some point we're gonna come to you and ask for you to draw us as Jaws. Is that cool? And Deep Blue Ink obviously was just like, thumbs up. And then of course, 8 months later, knock 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 at the door. Who is it? It's Art Commission. And yeah, I think it's really funny. Confused Foam. Can't say how excited I am to have lucked into y'all having a Buffalo show. Yeah, bring your friends. Plenty of room. Bartigrade wants to know, how many of your songs do you plan on singing, and will it be the same at each venue? To the second question, definitely not. I have about 4 or 5 songs that I play at every show. And then I have another like 4 songs that then I probably have another set of like 8 where I'll play like 5 of them at any particular show. Normally Matt and I play about 12 songs each. That's pretty normal, just for timing and our voices and all that. So it's about 12 songs. If 2 cities are particularly close to each other, I try to make sure that the shows vary more than normal. Like if we go from Denver to Salt Lake City, those shows have a higher chance of being like 1 or 2 songs off from each other than if we're playing in Chicago and Madison, right? Because it's like so reasonable that someone could be at both of those shows, or St. Louis and Kansas City, where it's like 2 ends of the state. It's like someone living in the middle could go to one and then 2 weeks later go to the other one. And so I will try to like really lean into having different set lists. Like Dallas and Austin, those 2 are going to be like as different of set lists as I can like reasonably manage while still putting on like the show that everybody wants to see. It's not like one's going to be all hits and one's going to be echoes 12 times. It's something like maybe I play The Key to Being Lonely at one and I play Making Up Words at the other, and maybe I'll play 30 Plan at one and I'll play Not Like That at the other. And I try and find like similar songs that I think are similar types that normally maybe one works better than the other, but I'll play the other one at a show nearby. So yeah, if you're someone who's like, oh, there's 2 shows equally distant from me, I'm going to choose one because I think it'll be the same experience both times, and there's no reason to go to both. Matt and I both put on a different show every night, and there's just different vibes sometimes. Sometimes, I don't think we have any this. We might have 1 seated show this year, but for the most part, they're all standing. Last year, there's a few more seated shows, so the vibes are totally different. But yeah, sometimes a crowd shows up and it's tight and it's like sweaty and everybody's like really amped up and we just like go nuts and it's fun. And sometimes people are just kind of like, just bobbing their head and, different vibes. So, Luna the Cute is going to see us in Indianapolis. Awesome. Luke wants Jam Mechanics Season 2 episodes that are like 3 hours long. We are increasing the length of the episodes. We always talked for about an hour and 20 minutes for a Jam Mechanics episode, and I would cut that down to somewhere between, our minimum was like 30, our maximum was like 35. Is like once it got to 35, I would start cutting, or anything above 35, I would start cutting full segments, which led to like those early episodes where it always sounded like Matt wasn't asking me icebreakers. It was like I was cutting those sections, and I still cut sections, but now with the new format that we're doing, it just makes a little more sense to have them be just slightly longer. So our normal edit time, we aim for somewhere between 38 and 42 minutes. So the average time of the episodes should increase by about 4 minutes. Yeah, if anybody has any accessibility concerns about any of the shows, because a lot of them are standing room only, we've never had a venue who was like, you gotta stand, it's the only way to see the show. That's the voice they would use if they were like that. There's always like, we always figure it out for people. If it's something that we're selling the tickets to, you can reach out to us and we'll figure it out. If it's something where you're buying the tickets from the venue, I have done my damnedest to get the accessibility information about the venues and put them on our website under the ticket links. Off the top of my head, I know that Sacramento has a staircase up to the venue without an elevator. We try to put that information everywhere so that it's visible. I think of like London. We had someone come in a wheelchair, and the place was packed to the brim. It was like wall to wall, and I, before the show, like led them through the crowd. I cleared a path and got them to the very front so they could see. And afterwards, they come up and she's like, "I didn't know that you were the guy. I thought you worked at the venue and were just helping me." I was like, "No, like we'll try and get everybody where they need to go." There's always some kind of like seating. We always try, if someone lets us know ahead of time and it's a show that we're running, so something like Hollywood or Phoenix where we're selling the tickets or we're running the show, if you let us know, we will find the chairs and we will put little reserve signs on them and let you know when we see your name on the list. Yeah, there's no show that is like you must stand or else. Like there will be some type of accommodation. So. How long is a show? So our normal schedule, and this is going to depend on everything. I put the schedule on most shows, but our normal schedule is like music's going to start at 7, going to play to like 8:10, then 8:30 to like 9:30. 9:30 normally latest, and then everybody can leave at 9:30, but normally most people will stay because me and Matt sell merch ourselves, and we meet anybody who stays after the show who wants to talk to us and say hello. The only thing we can't do is pictures because it takes too long, but we're happy to say hello, sign things, and sell merch. We're there to, if anybody wants to buy shirts and stickers and stuff to support us for the tour and help us keep doing what we're doing. So yeah, my dad is very responsive on the accessibility stuff too. So but some of the shows are not that schedule. So look at the door time on the ticket page, because some of the shows, I think Portland comes to mind, they were like, hey, you can't load in until like 5:30, so like obviously we can't have our VIP at 5 if we can't load in until 5:30, so we had to move everything back just so. Is there Jam Mechanics merch? Great question. We will have Jam Mechanics shirts at some point. We were thinking about printing them for this tour, but Matt has a shirt, I have a shirt, and we have a tour shirt. And between those three, and given the fact that Matt's shirt is black, my shirt is navy, and the tour shirt is black as well, and the Jam Mechanics shirt we wanted was black, we have too many like dark shirts, and it's just going to be a nightmare for people to tell which is which if we have 4 offerings that are all very similar colors. So we're just gonna wait and see. And so hopefully at some point we'll have Jam Mechanics shirts, maybe for sale online. We can probably. We didn't want to do merch when we first started the show because we had no idea if anybody was going to like it or listen to it. We recorded 4 episodes before we released one of them. It was amazing that we had a theme song and artwork ready to go for it. It was genuinely only because Deep Blue Ink is such a trooper, and we're musicians, so getting a theme song was a little easier than some podcast hosts might have. But the fact that we kind of had that polish on day one was kind of just because of luck. We weren't going to be like, people are going to love Jam Mechanics, obviously, so let's go ahead and get the merch printed. Now that people seem to like the show a lot, and if season 2 does better than season 1 and we feel like we're getting momentum underneath ourselves, then it's like, okay, well, now we can spend some money to take a risk on merch, because all merch that you buy is a risk, right? You buy 300 shirts in bulk hoping that somebody will want them, and if they don't, then you just wasted all your money. Music Man, Too Bad, Too Bath, and a Ghost Guy. That's me. Yeah. If you stumbled upon this live stream and you don't know who I am, I wrote Too Bad, Too Bath, and a Ghost. Can you believe it? Yeah, and so the Bug Hunter shirt, Mr. Welly Collins brings up, the Bug Hunter shirt for the West Coast tour is it's that Bug Hunter Kickstarter shirt that I made, but it is in navy. So it's gonna the ones for the Kickstarter were maroon with the white print. This one's gonna be navy with the white print. The only reason I didn't do that last year for the tours is because Matt had a navy shirt for the whole U.S. tour, and we didn't want to get them confused. So. Yeah, so I'm excited because I really like that design, and we did it for the Kickstarter, but that's still only a pretty small percentage of people. If you have the maroon one, you're in an elite group of people who have that particular flavor of it. And if you already have it and you don't want it in a different color, we're gonna have the tour shirt as well that says Bug Hunter and the Narcissist Cookbook and has all the tour dates on the back. So. Cool. I might take off here. I appreciate everybody hopping on. What does it say on the cup? It says Cal Poly Slow, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. It's a cup that when you put water in it, cold water in it, it turns from light green to dark green. It's like, I'm pretty sure, when you go to college and there's like the club fair, right, where all the clubs on campus will set up like a booth and you can walk up and down and sign up for clubs, put your email address down. I think the chemistry and biochemistry department was handing out these little color changing cups, and so I've had it for a long time. I was never in the chemistry and biochemistry club, but I did get their cup. So other than that, things you got to look out for. This will be the last time I talk to you before Jam Mechanics Season 2 debuts. So you should listen to that on Monday, May 20th. I am not going to be here this Sunday because I'm going to be out of town in Seattle. We're going on tour starting June 2nd, so if you haven't gotten tickets, now is a great time to do it, especially for the June shows, but also for the August shows, September shows, just to, secure your spot. VIP tickets are pretty low pretty much everywhere, so if you wanted to meet me and Matt before the show and hear a couple extra songs, get a picture with us, that's what that's for. And join our Discord. It's a really good Discord, and also I'm going to be releasing a new song on May 31st. Good night, everybody.